Happy VA Wednesday. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a new development in the conventional versus VA appraisal sector. That's right. This video is a little bit in the weeds, but it's something that happened that I thought was very interesting. And I just wanted to share it because there were points where I was like, yes, it's a win for VA, right? And I always want to share those wins with you. If you're new to the channel, this is your first video. I'm a mortgage lender licensed in 48 states. My team's the top VA team in America. We do a lot of VA, but I also do a lot of conventional as well. So I've got my hand in both worlds. So this was an appraisal issue. With a conventional appraisal, what happens now is the appraiser goes out, but then it gets run through an algorithm where it gets scored. Okay, and it's a risk score. So if the score is like a 4 or a 5, that means it's a high risk appraisal. And lenders are scared of 4s and 5s, as they should, because generally if Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac is going to kick back a loan, meaning send it back to the lender and not buy it, it's going to be because it's scored a 4 or a 5. So you have to really be able to justify that appraisal. Okay. Back in the day, it used to just be that the appraiser would go out. If the appraisal looked good, great. These algorithms and scoring models were not a thing, but they're becoming more and more reality as we move into a more tech-centric loan process, right? They're trying to find flaws, by using algorithms, but where it backfires is unusual properties. So what is an unusual property? Acreage, right? If you have a house, let's say it's on 35 acres and most of the houses in that area are not 35 acres, an appraiser is going to have to go pretty far out to get additional comparable sales, okay? Back in the day, as long as they could justify it, no problem, right? No problem. It was like, yeah, this house is on 35 acres. I had to go to this town because, the town that this house is in, they don't have large parcels, but it's comparable. Here's the pluses and the minuses. It was an exercise in, trying to find, let's do it this way. You got honeydew and it's on a tangerine farm. So you've got to go to the other farms to find honeydews and compare them. What happens with this algorithm is it basically goes, whoa, there's no honeydews, compare it to a tangerine, compare it to a tangerine. And any appraiser's like, why would I compare a 35-acre parcel with a 2-acre parcel? This doesn't make any sense, right? But the way the algorithm is, it would rather that you were closer and had more recent sales than you were further away, okay? So in conventional land with unique properties, I think we're going to see a move to doing portfolio lenders, meaning not Fannie and Freddie. I know the next time I get one, I'm not going to be going Fannie and Freddie because the odds are I'm going to get a high score. I may not be able to justify it based on the new algorithm, right? So you're like, Jen, why am I sitting here? If you've lasted this long, kudos to you. You are a survivor of my videos. VA doesn't have that algorithm. So two things. So first of all, VA doesn't have that algorithm. They do have a scoring system, but the underwriters are able to look at it and be like, yes, this makes sense. No, it doesn't. And there's two things going on in VA land that doesn't happen in conventional. To be a VA appraiser, the level of training that you have to have is significantly higher than conventional, significantly higher. So if you have one of these more unique or complicated properties as a buyer, right? I want the best appraiser I can get. It's going to be a VA appraiser. They have the training. Over here, they could have their license for a couple years. They may do a good job, they may not. So with the best talent, I'm going to have the best chance. But the thing is, even if I had this magician over here, I'm still going up against an algorithm that doesn't make sense, And that's the thing is it's like we talk about AI and tech and it strips away some of the good stuff too. If it's designed for cookie cutter neighborhoods. So in a cookie cutter neighborhood, if one house was $300,000 higher than another and they're the same size and everything else, yeah, that's a high risk appraiser. I agree. But with unusual properties, it's a different thing. And the algorithm doesn't really represent that. And the reason why I think you'll see lenders be more hesitant with those 4 and 5 scores is because they're gonna have to fight for it. And the last thing a lender wants to do is close a loan and not be able to sell it. That is how lenders lose money. So VA, if you guys are looking at unusual properties, cool. Okay, barn dominiums, we're not there yet, guys. There's not enough comps unless it's a specific barn dominium town. If it is, call me. But, you know, if there's like comps the town over, you know, let's go back to the honeydews, multiple honeydew farms, great, cool. Conventional, it's not going to be something that I'm going to be running into. It's going to be something I'm going to be talking to the client about up front, saying, hey, look, there's this algorithm that's going to come up, and if they can't justify it, we can't close the sale. Or we're going to have to go to a portfolio lender that's not going to look at the scoring because the scoring's not going to play with this property. So it was a new development that I haven't seen before. I was talking to some experts in the industry that told me the algorithm changed a couple months ago. And they're starting to see more of this. So as a veteran, if some realtor is telling you right now, like if you're looking at an unusual property, they're like, you need to go conventional. Hell no, you don't. You need to stick with VA because VA, we don't have that algorithm. VA, you have the best appraisers. It's a better loan. We all know that, but that's going to be where you can actually close the loan. So I know this was a little bit much. It's not my usual genre, but it was just so interesting to me. And I literally spent 8 days on this file. Like, if something goes wrong or if something doesn't make sense to me, like, it's me. It's not my team. It's me that just, like, I am the bulldozer. So part of that process is learning about how everything works and how everything changes and understanding the impact. And so the impact is VA. Guys, this is a win for you. Please don't let anyone talk you out of using your VA benefit. And if you have a friend looking at an unusual property with conventional, we should probably talk about it. So thanks for watching. I hope this was mildly interesting.